Guys, we got hooked last night on both of our plays. Ingram 1 point short, LeBron 1 point short. He missed 4 free throws. He went 2 from 6 on the free throw line, and we needed only 1 point to cover and profit. Yeah, just one of those days. I'm more than happy with our bets last night, especially with LeBron. He was definitely supposed to cover. We had plus 240. He had 19, 8, and 9. Just unlucky there, but what can we do? We have a great slate tonight. I'll have 4 official bets, so let's dive in. The first bet is coming from Hawks and Grizzlies. I'm going to bet Onyeka Okongwu over 1.5 threes, minus 128, minus 127, up to minus 133 at DraftKings is the play. Lately, we can see that Okongwu has been cooking this line. Over the last 10 games, he covered this in 7 out of 10 games. But if you take a look defense against position, Memphis is average. When we exclude top 3 teams against his position in threes allowed, he covered this in 9 out of the last 10, averaging 3 threes made a game and averaging 6.7 attempts. If he gets 6, I'll be more than happy. If he gets 5, it should be valuable spot. If he gets 6, that's great spot. If he gets 7, unbelievable spot. So I'm going with Okongwu. No Porzingis, no Ricochet. So he should be getting like 35, 36 minutes tonight. So that's great. But one of the main reasons I'm betting this is they allow 5th most above the break threes. And if you take a look at the last couple of games, so it's been a long season. Ide was out, then in, then out again. So if you take a look at the last 10 games for the Memphis Grizzlies, they're allowing 3rd most threes and they're allowing 10th most catch and shoot stuff. So over the last 10 games, they are allowing more threes, more catch and shoot. So that should be great as well. It should be great for our bet. But let's look at similar players. Hit rate isn't great, but let's dive into the numbers. So Wendell Carter, 4 out of 7. So he had 7 attempts. I think he averages like less than 4. So he had 7 against the Memphis. Game before that, he had 4, only 29 minutes. Then we can go to the Wembanyama. He made 3 threes on 6 attempts. Let's go to Embiid. He didn't cover, only had 1 3 made, but he had 6 attempts. That's way more than his season average. Alex Sarr also didn't cover 1 3, but he had 6 attempts. So another game where a guy had like double amount of 3-point attempts than his season average. Miles Turner went 2 from 6. Alex Sarr again 2 from 4. We had Jokic making 3 threes. The Towns made 3 out of 8. So the guys that are shooting threes shot way more threes against the Memphis Grizzlies. So that's something I like to see when I'm betting threes on the centers. Against Portland, 5 days ago, he ended up shooting 15 threes in a game. So if he's left wide open, he's just taking them. Like whenever he's wide open, he'll take it. Again, next game against the Boston Celtics, who allow a ton of threes, he took 6. First bet, Onyeka Okongwu over 1.5 threes. Great spot. Next bet, I'm going to Pistons and Pelicans, and I'm going to Tobias Harris over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We have minus 120, minus 190, minus 124. I'll play up to minus 124, but minus 120 is great. So he kind of was injured, then came back and played 29 minutes against the Suns. First game back. Next game, insane blowout, only 18 minutes. They won by 43. And last game against Boston Celtics, he played 35 minutes in that game. Had 29 point rebounds and assists. Great game from Tobias Harris. So if you take a look at the expected minutes, that's always the starting point. Setting minutes to expected, he is expected to play 25 to 35. But you can see, first game back from the injury, he played 29. So if you just slightly adjust this from like to 27 up to 33, we can see that like more realistically, like he's now averaging 29 minutes. And in those 29 minutes, he averaging 25 points, rebounds, and assists. And we get 19.5 line in a great matchup against the Pelicans. We can see a lot of green on the screen for the Pelicans. We can see that they are ranked as 2nd worst defense in the league, allowing 2nd most assists, allowing 8th most rebounds. Horrible defense overall. They allow ton of spot up, ton of transition, ton of post ups, all the ways Tobias Harris prefers to score, ton of rim points above the break three, even some corner stuff, ton of catch and shoot, ton of under 10 feet. Like perfect matchup, and the run numbers are saying kind of that this line is too low compared to his averages, and he gets the great matchup. So great spot for Tobias Harris here against the Pelicans. I kind of expect Pelicans maybe to play some zone or send some double teams against Kate Cunningham, and that's also gonna help Tobias Harris get more looks in this game. If you take a look at assist alone, this season his line is now set at 2.5. He's averaging 2.8, and then plays Pelicans, who allow second most assist. Rebounds, he's set at 4.5. He's averaging almost 5 this season in those minutes. Now playing the Pelicans that allow 8 most rebounds. So great matchup for points, great matchup for assists, great matchup for rebounds. Should be getting great minutes. So everything looks great for Tobias Harris here. And the next bet for me will be Thunder against the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo under 28.5 points, minus 114, wildly available. So this is kind of an interesting spot because the spread is 9.5. And I think there is a huge chance this is a blowout because Bucks can't play for shit lately. Like they got blown out by the Spurs, they got blown out by the Wolves. Just horrible defense, offense overall. Like they've been playing horrible lately, and we can see that Giannis didn't cover in 3 straight games, didn't cover against Hawks in a close game, didn't even came close to this covering. Then against the Spurs, he kind of had a great game, but he made 1 3. If he's not a 3-point shooter, so if he didn't make that 3, it will be like 18 points in 22 minutes. He also got still limited on minutes, playing 30 minutes in a 2-point game, close game. He wasn't even close to covering. But the most important thing for this one is last season, 36 minutes against the OKC, he ended up scoring 21 points. They are just forming defense. They are just putting 3 bodies on him every single time he gets the ball. So I kind of expect them to do it again. They did that thing against Wemby. They did that thing against Zion. Like they are just forming defense, taking away their best player. Giannis will be in a tough spot. Even this season, when we take a look, like they are the best defense against his dominant play type. They are the third best defense against his dominant shooting zone. They are the best paint defense, and they are the best defense overall. So 87% of his points come from the paint. They allow the least paint points. Most of his points come from transition. They are best transition defense. They just locked Zion Williamson. They locked down Amen Thompson. Obviously, these guys are not great players like Giannis is, but they also don't have lines as high as Giannis. So, yeah, rim finishers are not doing great against the OKC last 3 seasons. They've been historically great defense. But also, if you take a look, expected minutes, and then we just filter out against best teams in transition. When he played teams who are top 10 in transition defense, we can see that he covered only in 2 out of 3 games. So yeah, even if you take a top 12 teams in transition defense, he covered this only in 1 game out of 4 against the Hornets, and he shot 8 from 8 from the free throw line. If he made his average 5 from 8 or 6 from 8, he'll stay under this line, even though Hornets are horrible defense overall, and now he's playing the best defense. So third official bet, Giannis Antetokounmpo under 28.5 points. And before we go to the fourth official bet, guys, if you like this kind of analysis, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And the fourth pick will be Cam Spencer, assist under. It's all over the place. You can get some minus 125, minus 130, minus 128. I will play it up to minus 145. So minus 143 widely available. So yeah. And it looks absolutely amazing. Like if you take a look over the last 20 games, he covered this line in 17 out of 20 games. But key thing is Ja Morant was out in most of these games. And if you take a look at the games with Ja Morant and also with Vince Williams. We can see that he covered this line in only 1 from 10 games. Last game against Orlando, he played only 18 minutes with both Vince Williams and Ja Morant playing. Ja Morant could play even more minutes tonight, so he could get even less minutes. So if you take a look, when he's playing between 15 to 25 minutes with Ja Morant, with Vince Williams, he is under this line in all 9 games, averaging 2.8 assists a game. Key thing also, potential assist, only 5.9 potential assists. So like 6 potential assists should never be enough to cover 4.5 line. So yeah, I think this bet wins like 75% of the time, and we are getting minus 130 to minus 145. Definitely like the spot. Even lately, the similar players by position, Rollins only had 3 assists, Simons had 1 assist, Drew Holiday had only 4 assists. So yeah, the matchup is kind of average to below average. Let's look at the Hawks over the last 10 games. They are allowing 18 assists. That's average, but they are also being like 6th best defense, which makes sense. With no Trae Young, they've been really good on defense this season. So yeah, average matchup, minute going down, low hit rate with Ja Morant and Vince Williams playing. So I like this spot and I'm taking this juice. So we have 4 official bets so far, and now I'll go through the couple of leans, a couple of other spots that I liked on the slate tonight. First off, let's go to the Cavaliers and the Hornets. LaMelo Ball looks absolutely amazing, but this is a first leg to back-to-back, so be careful. You can see that on first legs to back-to-back against the Bucks, he was limited to 26 minutes. Against the Toronto Raptors, he played 25 minutes, and against Golden State Warriors, he played only 21 in a blowout, so he was on pace to play 25. So if he's playing 25 minutes in the games when he played 22 to 28 minutes, he's averaging 17.6 points, and that's why this line is set at 17.5. Don't fall into this trap, even though the matchup is kind of good, even though they are the best pick and roll ball handler defense. But looking at similar players, they killed this line in 8 out of 8. So great matchup, but minutes restrictions, so be careful. In the games with Cohn and Brandon Miller on minutes restriction, he hit this line only in 4 out of 11 games, but he did hit against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but also shot 6 from 10 from 3. If he went his average like 4 from 10, he will hook us on 17. So that's why I'm not making this official bet. Very, very juiced 17.5 line, because I don't think people are aware that he is going to play at most 28 minutes tonight. Moving on to the Pacers and Celtics game. Kind of have a lead on J half threes here. He's been cooking against the Boston Celtics this season. 4 from 7, 1 from 6, 1 from 5. We can see that Celtics are unbelievable rim defense, paint defense overall. They allow second least points in the paint. If that's because they have Quetta and kind of big drop coverage helping on every drive, protecting the rim at any cost, but at the same time they allow second most above the break threes and 5th most catch and shoot. If you go to the last 15 games, they allow the most catch and shoot over the last 15 games. So definitely a good spot for looking at threes for J Huff. We can see that the volume was great. 1 from 5 should be enough to cover, 1 from 6, and then 4 from 7. So he played 25, 21, 28 minutes and got 5 to 7 attempts in all 3 games, just didn't cover in these 2. So volume could be there. He could end up shooting 6 threes tonight as well. Lately his minutes were kind of great. He had 29 minutes against the Pelicans, then 43-point blowout against the Pistons. That was insane game. And then last game against the 76ers, he ended up playing 23 minutes and covering this line by making 2 out of 4 threes. So if he's getting like 18 to 28 minutes, which we could expect on the season, if you take a look at defense against position on threes, we can see that Boston Celtics allow second most threes to the centers. So if you exclude like teams that don't allow threes, we get that he covered this line in 12 out of 21 games, averaging 2-3 mates a game. But attempts are the what matter, and he has 5.3 attempts per game. So that should be great for covering the threes, especially this is like much better matchup than the average matchup. Looking for Pistons and Pelicans, we can go to the Duncan Robinson, looking at his threes. Lately, he's been cooking on the minutes. We can see that he's been playing 32 minutes last game, only 22 against the Pacers, but that was 43 points blowout. Against the Suns, close game 27, 28 against the Clippers. So kind of expecting him to play between 26 and 32 minutes. But if you take a look at the games when he played 24 to 34 minutes, we can see that entire season he covered this line in 19 out of 29 games, averaging 3 threes made per game. Now gets one of the best matchup in the league. As we can see, they allow 10th most spot up, 4th most catch and shoot, 2nd most transition points, overall allowing 2nd most threes, the most to his position, and similar players like him kind of did great against the Pelicans. So another very interesting spot. We got great price for this one. So yeah, this slate tonight looks great. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you into the next one.